Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And welcome back to the Crypto Analyst live stream, where we do technical analysis, talk about everything crypto, and really go over the market sentiment that's going on right now. And usually when I do these, there's a pretty good reason for it, because that means generally something decent is going to happen to the market, if not something big in the least. So, of course, today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We're going to even take a look at XRP. But we have some pretty cool stuff to talk about. And with the recent Litecoin video that I made, getting a lot of attention, to say the least, I definitely want to clarify some situations and talk about that on stream a little bit as well, so that I can answer whatever kind of questions arose, because I think a lot of people misinterpreted the point of the video and, took it out of context. So that's another reason for this. But I do want to talk about the daily and the 4-hour of Bitcoin and how it's moving over here, and really a lot of the macro, but also some of the micro, before we get to some of this macro stuff as well. So welcome everybody if you are joining in. My name is Brendan. It's my pleasure to be with you guys today, and we're gonna have a pretty cool live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that we got everything set up over here, and then we'll get this on the road. Yo, Crypto Hash Boys, welcome. Great to have you in here. Oh, gotta mute that real fast. Let me go ahead and get this link out to some people. Alrighty, there we go. Cool. Let me go ahead and throw this in the Discord, and then I think we'll be ready to go. But yeah, if you guys haven't been looking at the charts at all, there really hasn't been too much happening. But if we move this onto the 4-hour, you start seeing a little bit of a different scenario. And we're going to be talking about really this guy, because that's not our tool. Because this guy is what we want to kind of focus in on. And if you guys, I'll let you guys guess. So I'll leave this kind of sit here. I'll go ahead and circle this, and you guys place your bets as to what I'm going to call this. So there's really, I guess you could call this two different things, but I'm going to be focusing on one thing. So you guys can go ahead and place your bets in the chat. So while I send out this link letting everyone know that I'm live, you guys can go ahead and place your bets on what you guys think this is going to play out to be. All right, and everyone's out. All right, let's go ahead and turn up the chat. Crypto Hash Boys, welcome. Great to have you in here. Welcome. I see everyone starting to come in here now. So one of the things I was talking about is, of course, this. None of you guys are guessing. None of you guys are playing guessing games. All right, so what I want to highlight over here is the potential that this is actually forming an ascending triangle, a mini ascending triangle inside of a giant, larger ascending triangle. And we're going to be breaking this down, of course, but Foreflies mentioned this earlier, in that there's been a lot of ascending triangles as of recently, which is, pretty true to say the least. But a lot of other videos, I watched a couple of other videos, and they say bullish. Yes, exactly. So while this is bullish, you have to be careful in this area. And a lot of people are getting the idea. So here's the mistake, and a lot of people misinterpreted my last video about Litecoin. A lot of people misinterpreted it because they were using macro and saying, all right, well, the macro of Litecoin's good, and you're saying it's going to crash, which I'm not saying it's going to crash. Let's take a look at, well, here, we'll talk about this, and then we'll talk about Litecoin, because there's so many questions about Litecoin. So over here on the micro of this little chart, so we can break this down to the 1-hour, I think it's very clear that you're actually seeing an ascending triangle form on your 1-hour. You can kind of even see this on a 4-hour, but it's pretty clear that you're holding this relative same level of resistance while you are having pressure building up towards the top. So what this does is it creates pressure building towards the top. Again, you have sloping up resistance with holding a flat layer of resistance, and what this does is it actually builds up pressure, just like heat. It kind of rises with this until it gets too much, and then eventually it breaks through. Now, not to say that it's going to do that right here, but again, this is an ascending triangle formation pattern. It doesn't mean it has to be respected. It doesn't mean it's a guaranteed break towards the upside, but this is just what the technical analysis says. Again, so like, just because it's a bullish formation and continuation pattern doesn't mean it can't break down. It doesn't mean it can't fail. And a lot of people don't recognize that. So again, bullish formation continuation pattern, you can kind of call this like a bear flag, kind of. Like, a lot of people are kind of calling this a bear flag because it kind of looks like one, rightfully so. But I think more so than a bear flag, I think it's looking like an ascending triangle, especially on these smaller time scales. Golden cross on your 1 hour doesn't really mean anything in itself. Bear volume over here on your 1 hour is drying up. I don't really like to use the 1 hour. Yeah, it's a little bit too micro for me. But the overall picture of this is what I was saying is over here on your 1 day and on your 4 hour charts, they're both just not looking as good, especially on Litecoin. And so when you're looking at stuff like this over here on your 1 day chart, you know, this doesn't look too bad. But what it's kind of doing, you know, in the short term is it looks as if it's either preparing for a decent sized move towards the upside or it's setting itself up for double bearish divergence. I don't know why I just switched that. But like looking at your RSI, again, you're coming from pretty heavily oversold over here, all the way going from a 76. Again, a 70 is your overbought area. You went all the way up to a 76. You're coming back down on a daily. And I think I even highlighted this. Yeah, so it's been heading down ever since. And your stochastics is actually about to start rounding up towards the upside. So it looks like it's doing that. So the daily on Bitcoin and stuff doesn't look too bad. And that's what I wanted to stress in this live stream, is that this isn't just a horrible area, like this isn't just an overall bearish area, you know, in the least. You know, this is an overall very bullish area. Looking at this from a 1 day chart, you know, more of the macro, you're looking at this and you're very happy because this is working out great so far. Again, ascending triangle forming. This thing is, you know, having great level. The volume's been getting, you know, significantly better since what we had earlier this year, all the way from June to November. You know, the volume has been better all the way of the entirety of 2019 and even December of 2018. So the volume's been getting better, and you're forming more bullish formation patterns. You're showing more life. You're getting great news. This overall is a bullish area, and so I do not want people to misinterpret that. Overall, I am bullish on the macro of cryptocurrency, right? But that doesn't mean there are little trades to be made where I can short this stuff. So, with that being said, I'm going to switch this over to a 4 hour, and we're going to come back, guys. We're going to come back. We're going to do Bitcoin. We're going to do Ethereum. We're going to take a look at Litecoin right now because that is what the most questions have been about. Hence, the video from yesterday getting a ton of feedback. We're also going to be covering XRP. So, you know, again, just because I go to Litecoin, we're going to be coming back to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Right after this, and I'll go through all of those. But I do want to make sure that I cover Litecoin in this video because there are a billion questions about this thing, and so much was misunderstood from yesterday's video. Crypto Hash Boys says, yes, I've been watching Litecoin lately, wanting to get some trades in. Yeah, so do I, to be honest. Bobby Veltri said, been loading up on Litecoin since November, December, and January. Have me some good guys, some good buys, I think you mean, and hold. Nice, wish I got a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I mean, that's really smart, Bobby, is that when this was all actually down and at layers of support and at areas of support, you were the guy buying this up. That's very intelligent buying. And so one of the things that I meant from yesterday's video is that why would you buy at this point, right? Like, you will have to convince me through some sort of amazing facts why in the world, and it looks even worse to a BTC pairing, why in the world would I want to buy up here in this area? That's one of the things that I was saying, is that some people say, you know, some people are going to be, there are people buying Litecoin in this area and saying this is a good buy. And so the point of yesterday's video was to say, there is not a chance in hell you would see me buying Litecoin or longing it at this area. Just after it got done, I mean, this thing has been going parabolic since, you know, December 18th. Like, this thing has just been going fantastically great. And it's not to say that it's over, but you are hitting clear levels of resistance, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points, and over here you have 4. You have 1, 2, 3, now 4. You're in a broadening wedge inside of a broadening wedge, and you're at the top of resistance for both of those guys. Not only that, but you're oversold on everything. Absolutely everything. You're oversold on your daily, you're oversold on your 4 hour, you're oversold on your stochastics. Same thing with your 1 day stochastics. I wonder if you're even oversold on your 3 day. You're almost oversold on your 3 day, which is impressive. You are on your stochastics. So the reason behind yesterday's video was not to just bash Litecoin and then say it's a horrible coin and it's just going to fall off a cliff. The point of it was to say, if you want to load up on Litecoin, I can't tell you what to do financially, but if I wanted to load up on Litecoin, you would never see me buying large amounts of Litecoin at this area, right? So let me make that clear. The reason I said I would short this is, one, there's 2 layers of resistance up here, 3 layers of resistance. You have one resistance line being our pink, our overbearing resistance line being our neon blue, and then you also have consolidation resistance over in this area. So you have 3 layers of resistance. It's oversold on your 1 day, your 4 hour, and almost on your 3 day. Like, all of these things together are just telling me, it's hard to argue to me that this is not an area where one should not be buying. And if I'm not interested to buy in this area, I immediately think, you know, it is a potential shorting area. Now, that's what I said. It's potential shorting area. I told myself, you know, I have not entered any trades in here yet. I've not put in the Patreon that I am going to. You know, I've said that if it reaches a certain area, I was going to enter into some trades, and I think it was actually up in here. So some of those might have triggered. But if they did, it was all the way at the top here, and obviously those are in profit right now. So I wanted to clarify that, and I'm not saying that this thing's just going to dump off a cliff and it's going to break down. I think I said even in the video that this thing is not going to break downwards out of this broadening wedge. It's possible, but like, I don't think it will. I think a much more realistic thing for Litecoin to do is to come back and test just like a little bit of lower prices, you know, maybe around $50 or so. So overall, guys, to all the Litecoin people who are really triggered from yesterday, one, understand the macro, right? The micro here is it's hitting resistance, just let it pull back. It's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. It's not bad if something pulls back. In fact, it's healthy. If this thing keeps going parabolic for too long, you're going to have the exact same situation. Let me show you. If this thing keeps going parabolic for too long, without getting consolidation and falling back, you're going to have the exact same situation that you had over here. This thing went parabolic. This thing went parabolic. Every time it goes parabolic, it gets wrecked. Because what it does is it doesn't send any support up for itself. Because when I'm looking at this, let me highlight this. If you guys are looking at this, and when this went parabolic, the only layer I see of support before this parabolic run up, I guess more specifically this guy, the only layer of support I see is over here, right? So of course you see that over here, hit resistance. And if I were to draw this line right over here, well, where does it fall back down to after it runs parabolic? It falls back to support. This thing ran so we came up, we hit this area, we came up, hit this area again, then eventually we were able to break through, and then guess where we came right back down to? We came right back down to support. And that's just like the simples of technical analysis. So when I'm saying this stuff about Litecoin, it's not to bash it in. Like, you see this wick up, and then it wicks right back down to the exact same area. So when I'm saying this stuff about Litecoin, it's not because I hate it, it's not because I don't like it, it's because it's simple technical analysis. If this thing keeps going parabolic, it's going to have to retrace at some point. And I want it to have to retrace sooner rather than later, because I want it to keep setting up support for itself. It's the same idea over here, right? Where does this guy come back down to? So here same situation, we came up, we wicked up, we came back down, we actually broke out, we came back down, but guess where we came back down to? The same area that we topped out on before, right? So again, it's not like I'm just trying to beat Litecoin in. I like Litecoin. I've held Litecoin for a long time. I don't anymore, but like, I have held and traded a lot of Litecoin. So when I say this, please understand that. XRP is looking good. We will take a look at it, Mr. Oh, wow, your name is Mr. Big Man, Big Dog. I'm going to just call you Big Man. Am I allowed to say that? Would love to see BNB. Yeah, we can take a look at BNB, Jalen, for sure. I've been trying to buy all the XRP while it's cheap. I agree. I haven't bought any too recently, but I did buy some when it was really low. Slice Keeper says, I finally caught the live stream. One moon. What are the charts today? What are we charting today? So what we're charting today right now is we're doing Litecoin, then Bitcoin, then XRP and Ethereum. And so we're going to be looking, and BNB. So with all this happening, I had to clarify this. Yesterday's video was probably one of the most negative videos that we've had on our channel in a long time, and rightfully so. And I kind of called that it was going to happen before it happened because, again, anytime I make a video saying an altcoin's bearish, you have the entire fan base Moonboy from that entire altcoin community come into the YouTube video and smash it with whatever kind of comments that they seem fit. But I wanted to highlight to you guys why this is a bearish scenario, right? And it's not to say, so when I say this is a bearish scenario, right, looking at this from unbiased technical analysis, completely unbiased. It's, again, I like Litecoin. I love Charlie Lee. He's one of my favorite people in the crypto community. But completely unbiased, you are seeing lower levels of bullish momentum upon swing lows over here. You're looking like you're rounding off on a daily. You're leaving over, completely overbought territory each time, swinging lower and lower and lower, saying that you are having lower levels of positive momentum, lower levels of bullish momentum on your 1 day. Same thing with your stochastics. Your MACD is showing the exact same thing. Lower swing highs over here, lower swing highs. On your 4 hour, it's saying the exact same thing. You're seeing, like, it just doesn't, you're seeing lower levels of positive momentum. Your oscillators are rounding. Your RSI is oversold, showing the exact same thing. Lower levels, this isn't working. Lower levels of positive momentum, right? Lower highs, coming down from a very high overbought territory. 70's overbought. Currently, it went all the way up to like 80 to 82, 80 to 81, excuse me. Same thing on your stochastics. Your MACD shows it very obviously, and on your stochastics, you just round downward. So, from an unbiased perspective, your volume is also dropping off, right? Your volume's dropping off, and you're hitting 3 different forms of resistance on Litecoin. Maybe it's not to say that it can't go higher, but all I'm saying is that, one, I would be personally for myself extremely careful purchasing Litecoin in this area. I would never long Litecoin in this area. If it was down here, great, you can hold your long, right? But personally, it's not saying that the overall macro of Litecoin's bad, because it's not, right? Litecoin's it's been one of the best performing altcoins since December. But in the short term, right, and this is what I want to specify, in the short term of Litecoin, looking at this, again, facing everything I just said, plus 3 different forms of resistance. You have 1, you have 2, and you have 3 over here. I personally see that as a solid reason to, like, be cautious. That's why I called it a danger zone, because I would never long this area. So that's why it's a danger zone. The macro is great. The micro just isn't looking as good as the macro. So what happens? It pulls back, and then it goes up again, right? So we love Litecoin, but just like everything else, it has to see some sort of pullback. I wish all the people who made all those crazy comments yesterday and today were able to just, like, come on, just, like, take your head back. Oh, it's frustrating. Slice Keeper, welcome. Evan, great to have you in here. Welcome. Mr. Big Man, Big Dog. What kind of dog do you have? Evan says, I agreed with you, buddy. The irrational fanboys. Yeah, there were too many of them. And that's the thing, is, like, I'm one of the biggest supporters of cryptocurrency, right? I have a freaking business titled the Crypto Analyst. I'm pretty sure I love crypto, but, like, I trade to make money, and I support crypto no matter what. So moving back over to Bitcoin, let's go ahead and talk about the big boy B. So on Bitcoin over here, what we're seeing is on the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and micro this down. Welcome everybody who's just joining in. What we see over here on the 1 hour is actually kind of a bull flag playing out. Now, there really are one of two situations. One, this could be a bear flag. I talked about this before. It very well could be a bear flag, but certainly it looks like it's forming a bull flag, right? An ascending triangle over here. You have consistently higher lows, and what this does is it builds the pressure towards the upside. And with you holding the same level of resistance, this is saying that, okay, well, all the pressure is staying up here, but it's building up. So what this does is you can kind of use the analogy of heat, like I said earlier, and that heat rises. And so with this, all of the pressure is rising up into this flat level of resistance, and that eventually this isn't going to be able to hold anymore, and it's going to break through. So what people are thinking over here is that with the CME futures gap that we have in this area, I can actually go to that. Let's go to that. What is it? BTC $1? BTC 1? Yeah, here it is. So with this, what we have... Oh, we might have just gotten filled. Oh, shoot. Now we might be in trouble. So, well, it's not all the way filled yet. It's about filled, though. It's almost filled. Actually, it did fill. So, what you had, you know, past tense now, is that you had a futures gap on your CME. But with this actually getting filled as we were talking, literally as we were just talking, this just got filled. Wow, that's crazy. So with this getting filled over here, what this allows it to do is to come back. That shocked. I wasn't expecting that. I really don't know what to say now, because that filled as we were just speaking about it. Wow. So I wonder what this looks like from the 4-hour now. Whew. So we'll see here. It makes you think what's going to happen this weekend. Let's go back to Bitcoin. This just got really interesting really fast, because now we can actually move freely and see some nice action. So potential. So yeah, number one highlight, potential ascending triangle over in this range. So keep your eye on it, and we'll see if it comes back down towards support. It might be worth a scalp long, and we'll see. But it is approaching overbearing resistance, and if we break this down onto a one-day chart, you can see this very clearly, and that you have overbearing resistance in this area over here, and this has just been, again, tugging at crypto for so long. Every time it's gotten near this area, near this this trend line, it's just gotten absolutely slapped towards the downside, and most recently has been no exception either, right? We came up, wicked up to this line, got rejected, and then came back down all the way from 4,200 all the way back down to around 3,650. So with us approaching the same resistance line again, and that might, is that a tweezer double top on your one day? No. Okay, good. That would have not been good. With you approaching this resistance line again, a lot of people seem to have the belief that we're going to break this and head back up towards resistance, but you also have the people who think that this is a good shorting opportunity, which it very well could be. You know, it's the potential for both, right? If it breaks out, definitely keep your eye on it, but we've seen fake outs before, hence up here when this, you know, false breakout and a lot of people got wrecked. I just want to make sure that people don't get wrecked in this area as well. So I can't tell you guys what to trade or, you know, how to use your money or financial advice, but just be careful in this area. You know, we are still in a bear market, and there is no evidence to say that we're in a bull market right here, right? You know, we are failing to make higher highs in this region still, and we certainly are still in a bear market. So just keep that in mind. The macro is great right now. It is great. It's fantastic. I think we're at the very end of the bear market, but we are still in this bear market. So, just, you know, look at the overall picture. Veld says, hey, everybody. Yo, what's up, Veld? Great to have you. Greetings from the Netherlands. What's up, man? Great to have you from the Netherlands. Welcome. Do you consider any Bitcoin on-chain data other than price, NVT, realized value, etc.? So for charting, all I do is use, I pretty much only chart off of Coinbase data, because Coinbase is one of the least manipulated forms of data, because they don't have Tether and they don't have other stuff. Now, I'm not talking about Coinbase Pro. I'm talking about like the actual Coinbase exchange. I use them because I think their charts are the most reliable. And ever since I've switched over and started using their charts, my trades have played out significantly better. Renato, welcome. Great to have you in here. Oh, wait, yeah, that was your question. Veld says maybe you can look at BNB. We're actually taking a look at BNB next. In Hubai. Let's hope we have a big retracement in crypto one more time before the bull market. It's possible. I think you can, if anything, I think you can retrace down here back to, come on, where are we at? We can retrace back to support over here or even to one of our EMAs and then rally towards the upside pretty strong. Again, the overall sentiment of Bitcoin in this area is great. You know, the macro of cryptocurrency right now isn't bad. Charlie said, look at the 4-hour daily on BTC. There's bullish divergence. Oh, let's check this out. I'm always in for some bullish divergence. The 4-hour or the daily. There's bullish divergence. Charlie, welcome, by the way. I don't know if I said that yet. So yeah, on our candle chart, there definitely is bullish divergence. I would say on our 4-hour, oh wait, on our 1 day there might be. I would say on our 4-hour chart, this looks a lot, well, this is pretty neutral. Now, if this thing pumped one more time on your RSI, I would say it's pretty bearish, but it's not yet, you know. I need to clear all this up. So yeah, I would say on our 4-hour, a little bit leaning more towards bearish, but on the 1 day, this thing certainly does look bullish because of the fact that you're rounding over here. There's almost no bearish volume over here on your 1 day MACD. Looks great over here. You're very neutral on your RSI, and your stochastics is actually looking like it's rounding up towards the upside over here, or at least trying to. So with that being said, your candle chart on your 4-hour definitely does look good because of the fact that you are trying to play out this ascending triangle. And with this thing coming back down pretty close to support here, you know, we'll see if it holds. It looks like it will hold, to be honest. And I would love to see this guy play out. But, you know, time will tell. There's really no like crazy divergence in this area saying you must go this way or you must go this way. I think that the greatest, you know, the most significant divergence for anything right now is Litecoin. I just think that that's the easiest trade in this area, but there's no like overwhelming evidence. Like when we were back over here, when was this? Like last weekend or something? When we were back over here like last weekend or something, this was a very easy trade in my opinion. Like this was just clear divergence. You know, double bearish divergence, double on your MACD, on your oscillators, double bearish divergence on your RSI, same thing with your stochastics rounding down. Like that was just a, you know, a free trade. Over here, it's not as easy. You know, it's nowhere near as easy looking at this area from a technical analysis standpoint. This is a, you know, this is a decently hard area to trade. Now, what you can hope for is that this thing does come back down towards support a little bit, and you can try your luck with, you know, or I can't tell you guys what to do, but I can try my luck with buying down here at support, keeping a very tight stop loss. If it goes back up, great, and it breaks out, great. If it doesn't, I can get stopped out with a super tight stop loss and almost risk nothing. So that's the way this kind of things work. So yeah, I mean, you know, that's just how it is right now. It's a very unique situation. What's the title of this video? I forgot to change it. Okay, it's just called Crypto Decision Time. Altcoin season is about to start, back from the lowest, the low till now. Yeah, so Charlie just brought up a really good point, and then after this we're going to go into BNB. Charlie just brought up a really good point, and that is soy sauce isn't in here, is he? Oh man, I think I pinned it. I need to show you guys something that is really cool. I need to go find it. There is what is this? Where is this? I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to find an altcoin chart over here that Soy actually posted for us. Maybe I forgot to pin it. Dang, that sucks. So, maybe I don't have it. So if you're in here, I'd love to see that altcoin chart. Essentially what it was showing that the we're pretty much ready for another altcoin market. And the way that it worked out is that it was the altcoin by market cap chart, and it was looking phenomenal. And it was actually touching very critical support and bouncing off of it. And so if that were to play out, you would actually have a mini altcoin season pretty here in the pretty near future. And that's what we've been seeing through Ethereum going up and Litecoin going up and XRP going up. And all of these things, you know, he called it before it actually happened. And he posted that chart in Discord saying, you know, hey, if this chart is going to be respected, you're going to have a little bit of a mini alt season here. And that's what we've seen so far. So I'll try to get that chart from him, because it was about a couple weeks ago in Discord that he posted it. Veld says, Coinfair is pretty 50-50 at the moment. Coin Farm? Coin Farm. I don't know what Coin Farm is, unfortunately. Do you feel as though we've reached the bottom on Bitcoin? I do, Jalen. I've said this before, not to say that we can't go any lower, but I think for the most part we have bottomed out. And I'm getting considerably less and less ridicule for saying that as we go on. When I was down here, a lot of people flamed me, right? You know, tons of people I get flamed all the time for my predictions, but it doesn't matter in the end. If you're right, you're right, and if you're wrong, you know, you can't win everything. You learn from your mistakes. But in this area, it's very possible that we did bottom out. And yeah, like it's hard to say. Overall, I do think we have. Because I did an analysis the other day, I was a couple of days ago, talking about the comparison of 2014 to this one and how the market cycles of cryptocurrency work. And with this seemingly looking like the rounding bottom that we need, as long as it stays in this area till like mid of this year, till like summer of this year, you know, it certainly will look like the bottom's in. Because of the fact that you have your initial bear market, and this is how it works. There's three markets that happen in every single cryptocurrency cycle. You have, you have your, of course, your bear market, and let's go ahead and take a look at this. Jeez, I have all sorts of charts on here. So, bringing this back, let's go ahead and take a look at 2014. Where are we at? So, over here we have 2014, and the way that this works, you have another one over here too, right? So, let's just go all the way back to like our real beginnings. So, same thing. What you have over here is you have your beginning, you have consolidation period, followed by the parabolic bull market, followed by a very nasty bear market, followed by another rounding consolidation period, followed by, after the rounding consolidation period, you have parabolic bull market, very harsh bear market, let's correct this a little bit. And then over here, you get, okay, and so then you go very harsh bear market. Then you go rounding bottom over here, rounding bottom of consolidation time period. Then you go right back into the exact same thing over and over again. Parabolic bull market. Drawing this out. Harsh bear market. Rounding consolidation period. Like, it's just the same thing that we're seeing over and over again. So, it's not saying that we can never, you know, to be honest, we don't know, right? We don't know for sure. But looking historically, this would be an ideal area to bottom out at. The previous bear market bottomed out at 84%. And I think we bottomed out at 85%. So, it would make sense that if we bottom out in this area, it would be the same exact fib retracement as those same previous levels that we just looked at. So there's no denying that when we look at these things, they don't look similar. 'Cause all of those ones that I just showed you all look very similar over here, and they have the same pattern. So what's ideal over here is that we go through our three market cycles: bear market, consolidation market, transitional period of accumulation, and then probably somewhere over here, sometime I would assume in like end of 2019, going into 2020 sometime, you start having this bull market pick back up. and then it's going to make this thing look like a freaking anthill next to your house. Now, I don't mean to say that in any kind of FOMO way. Nothing I say is financial advice. But, you know, based on those previous market cycles, it will make this thing just look small. It's going to take time, and it's not going to happen overnight. I don't even think it's going to happen this year. But eventually, I think that this thing, you're going to have to like zoom down like this on this thing, because this guy's just going to be a freaking massive. So back to BTC. Actually, no, we're going to BNB now. BNB for Mr. Jalen himself. Oh, wow, we got lots of comments over in here. Alessio says that we aren't in the bottom yet. And yeah, and so here's the deal. A lot of really smart people, what are we looking at? Oh, whoa, BNB. A lot of people, oh, this is the daily. Wow, this thing is taking off. Jeez. So a lot of really smart people say the bottom isn't in, and a lot of really smart people say the bottom is in. Hi there, could you please talk about XRP? Absolutely, John Smith. It's next on the list, actually. I left my water. Feels bad. So a lot of really smart people are saying both things. No one knows for sure. Personally, I think if we haven't bottomed out, the whole 3,000 area is close to the bottom if it was not the bottom. So, you know, take what you will with that. But I certainly think that if we didn't bottom out, we're very close to bottoming out. I think that we're going to stay in this area for a little while, consolidation area, and period, and then we'll start heading back upwards again. BNB. Actually, I have a lot of comments to go through. The bottom. Oh, Bobby Crypto says, is that Crypto Bobby? The bottom is in. Alessio Rastani. Alessio can be wrong. He's not Superman. Yeah, so no one's going to always be right. Not even me. Like, there was a period, if you guys remember, a couple of months ago, I didn't miss a trade for 4 months. And then that all changed when I missed like 4 in a row. So does that mean I'm a god analyst up until that point? No. Like, you know, it's just human, right? You can be really good at trading, but it doesn't mean you're always right. So no one's always right. No one. I'm on a good streak now, though. I'll tell you what. I think I made that video about having a dry season, and like right after I made that video, I haven't lost a trade since that video, for one, and two, I'm up like over 300% since that video. So I'm back in the bull. I'm in my own little bull market right now. Can we hit the 200 WMA one more time? He's often right, man. He is smart. Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. I'm not saying he isn't smart. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's very smart people on both sides of the argument. It's hard. No one knows for sure, and no one's always right, and some people are always wrong. I was gonna say no one's always wrong, but some people are always wrong. The bottom is in. Yeah, here, I'll go ahead and share that link. You guys are flying through comments. Deg, welcome. Great to have you in here. Coin Forum can let you real-time shorts and can let you find a real. Ooh, I like that. I will take a look at that. Hey, Veld, can you put a link for that in chat, and I will take a look at that, because I'm actually very interested. Deg said check the fib retracements. We should test the 618 down again. What coin are you talking about, Deg? Guess the time will tell the truth. I agree. A lot of smart TA guys are saying we're at the bottom. Poop cannon is what? Poop cannon is what? I can't tell if that's a joke or if that's real. Jalen said the same 3 patterns. I know, dude. It's crazy. Reading through chat. Litecoin crossed the 200 MA and the golden cross is very okay. We'll go back because I didn't see that, but if that is the case, then it's a very bullish thing. John Smith, welcome. Great to have you in here. Daniel Lito, great to have you in here. The top is in. One will be in beach retrace. We'll get to that. Skyward One, great to have you in here. Welcome, my dude. What's up, dude? Yo, yeah, let me put that in here. Poop cannon exists, lol. Okay, sorry, I didn't know if that was like a meme or something. Shorts, longs, BitMEX, real. Okay, so that's actually really helpful, Bill. Thank you for posting that. Jalen, talking about BNB. Let's break this big boy down because it's freaking giant right now. So, yeah. Looking at this over here on, let's actually put this on a 1 day real fast. So it's at all-time highs right now in its BTC pairing, which is great because of the fact that it basically makes sure that it has no previous resistance. So we're not over here in this area and saying, well, you have resistance up here. Right now, the way this is in, this has no resistance above it. So the sky is the limit, and there's no way of measuring how high this thing can go because of the fact that there is nothing above it, absolutely nothing above it on a BTC pairing. Now, on a USD pairing, there are things above it. And this is really where you have to look at things like your indicators and oscillators. Because if these things start rounding off, that's when you can start being a little bit more hesitant. Your things are still pointed straight up on your 1 day chart. Let's look at this on a 4 hour. Looking at this from a 4 hour, maybe you are, again, you have to be careful here because, you know, just because it's rounding here doesn't mean that it's all over, right? You saw a little bit of rounding action here, a little bit here, a little bit here. So when this is happening, don't just be all afraid because of the fact that it's rounding up here. So one, maybe there are times to take profits on this when you do see this at such an extreme, like I haven't seen something like this in forever. But on your 4 hour MACD, it does look like it's starting to show a little bit of exhaustion. Same thing over here on your RSI, and I think that this is really the best indicator that you have for BNB. Again, I'm not telling you what to do with your position, but I think you are very clearly seeing lower levels of positive momentum coming in from BNB on your 4 hour RSI. And so when you're looking at this, what this does is it tells you that you're seeing lower levels of positive momentum and that the bulls are increasingly, upon each time they come back up, getting, you know, they're getting weaker and weaker every time they swing back up to these levels, ultimately saying that the bears are ever so slowly taking over this area. So definitely be careful over here because, oh wow, that's almost a double top. But so be careful. I'm not saying it's just time to sell, but it might pull back here a little bit. So something that I would do, I don't hold any BNB. I wish I did, and I meant to buy some a couple weeks ago. But the one thing I would recommend doing, because this isn't financial advice, is to draw up a fib retracement, right? See where this thing's going to retrace. Oh, that's upside down. Yikes. I was like, that doesn't look right. Probably because it's upside down. So draw up a fib retracement here, right? It can't hurt. So from top to bottom, popular retracement levels, the most popular, the golden fib is the 618. The silver fib is the 382. And of course, all these fib levels are fairly popular. So draw up a fib retracement, excuse me, if you can. It's very useful. It helps out a lot. And when looking at this, you know, just be careful. You know, keep an eye on your RSI. Your RSI, the RSI literally stands for Relative Strength Index. That is what the RSI means. Like if I type in up here indicators and I type in RSI, it says Relative Strength Index. Like that is the actual name of it, of the RSI. So when this is telling you like the relative strength is getting weaker, I mean, you're extremely overbought. You're about 83. So definitely be careful in this area. Not to say that it can keep climbing because, as I mentioned, the sky's the limit. There is nothing above this point, right? The only thing that's above it, you know, like this point is this consolidation area. And like that's, you know, doesn't count because it's currently in that range. It's creating that range as we speak. But there's nothing over here stopping this from going further. So like this is a hard one to measure. This is the one, this is the time where you draw up a fib retracement if you do think this is the top, because it only works if this is the top. And if this moves up, then of course you have to move this guy up with it. But if this is the top, you can go ahead and put in a fib retracement from bottom to top. If this is the case, again, you can look at this on your indicators and oscillators, get a look at this, and yeah, you can also kind of turn up the sharpness too. If you don't like how this is not as sharp, you can turn up the sharpness in your settings over here. So again, yeah, so what is it? Signal smoothing, I think it is. Fast and slow length, you can adjust those, and you don't have to get all these like little rounds. Jalen said the all-time high in a bear market, question mark. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So with BNB just like freaking performing, like pulling it out right now. Like, jeez. This thing, what's the USD pairing to this guy? Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that. Freaking massive moves, dude. That's actually insane. This thing is just... wow. It came all the way down to $4. Dude, this thing is just taken off. I haven't seen something do this. Like, this is insane. You're almost up like 4 times your money if you bought this at the bottom. 2 months, 3 months ago? That's insane. I haven't seen something do this in a long time. That's insane. Ah, wow. So yeah, I would say to the US dollar pairing, you obviously can measure this a little bit differently because there is resistance. But like even then on your US dollar, this is a higher high. On your RSI, on your stochastics. And you're about to, you're about to start trying to conquer your higher high over here. If you can conquer this level and hold above it, that'd be huge, like freaking gigantic. Talk about setting the pace. Dang. That makes me nervous to short other things, because if that could be like a precursor, like, geez, dude. I heard, hold on. I need to get some water. I heard Binance's volume was up like 3,000% this month or something. Or their usage or something. Jalen, no problem. There's a craze for ICOs on Binance. Yeah, I don't mess with ICOs. I bought a few BNB back when it was at like 10 for the... Ooh, excuse me. When it was at the discount for trading fees. Yeah, makes sense. What price will Ethereum or BNB be when BTC retraces back to $3,100? Any prediction on this? I don't even know where to set my water. So yeah, I do. What was I gonna do? I was gonna go to XRP. So let's do that. But if I would say like they won't be as low as they normally were. So for like Ethereum, this is my BitMEX chart. That's not what I wanted. It'll work. Screw it. So I would say for Ethereum, probably like maybe $100, somewhere around there. I don't think that, maybe they will. Maybe they'll go back down to this level. But personally, I believe the bottom for a lot of the altcoins are in. And I think it was XLM to BTC, which was showing like, I think it was XLM, was showing like a really good sign that the bottom was in. But I don't know if they would, because over here, this was just a massive dump in altcoins. And I don't know if that would happen again. Maybe. I don't know. It'd be hard to say. I would say probably around the $100 range for Ethereum. That would be my guess. Because you have previous bottom over here, and I would assume that it sticks over here in this area. Because what this would mean, if I could get it right. Because what this would mean for me is that you have these, again, this area acting as a top over here, right? Previous resistance, now turns support. So then you have resistance in here, support right here, support right here, support right here. So I would assume this $100 area would probably hold. Just a thought. XRP to the USD. Let's take a look. I can chart this on Coinbase now. It's crazy. Freaking crazy. This is something I actually do hold. All right, I promised someone I would do XRP, and then we'll get back into Litecoin and Ethereum. So with XRP over here, it's still holding the same support line. This is what I was talking to someone about. I think it might have been a Patreon. It's still holding this same range, so it's still in this pennant, and it's really good that it hold. I remember I was talking about it when it was in this area. A little bit of piercing candle action, but for the most part, this thing is holding its pennant over here. And so with this holding on both of its EMAs, it's about to have a golden cross on its 4 hour. It had a death cross. Looks like it's faking out to be a golden cross. It's pretty much just riding your EMAs right now. You have your EMAs very, very tight, and it's just riding. So hopefully you hold your EMAs and you break out of this thing. If not, I would expect it to come back down towards support. If it breaks down, probably just expect it to do something like this, then retest, and then, you know, break up, hopefully break out after that. You know, that'd be an ideal picture for XRP to the USD. So currently this is my chart. I have this pennant drawn up. I think it's very good. And this is my ideal picture for this guy. So if you guys want to put that on your charts, you know, feel welcome to. No advice, but we have a new 4 hour candle here in 8 minutes. There's really no good information here. It's completely neutral on everything. Let's get it from XRP to BTC. That looks a little bit more bearish. It kind of looks like it's exhausting the support line. Actually, it's possible that if it bottoms here, it's actually in a really good spot to long if it bottoms here. But obviously, if it breaks through this, it's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Do you trade XRP? Do you trade XRP to BTC on BitMEX? I forget. Does anyone know? Or is it to the USD? Imagine if you can buy BNP for $6 or $7 and Ethereum at $80, Litecoin at $27. Okay. Who was that? Veld and Bobby Crypto. I'll get to your comment in 1 sec. Veld, I know you're saying that. When they were at that price, I was telling people that. I said, you are going to have people say, imagine if you could have bought Ethereum at $80 or Litecoin at $27, or imagine seeing XRP at 25 cents. I was telling people when it was down there, you're going to have, you know, in the not so distant future, people saying, imagine if I could have bought at that price. But I said, you have people who always say that they would buy these low prices, and then they never do, and then it gets down there and no one ever buys them because they're too afraid. And I was saying, you're going to have the exact same situation this time. I saw it in the last bull market when XRP shot up to $3.50 or whatever. I had people saying, man, imagine if you bought this thing at $1. And I was like, imagine if you bought this thing at like 20 cents. And then it came back down to 20 cents, and all the people who were saying that never bought it at 20 cents. And it's just like this paradox. Because people are psychologically more prone to buy when the price is higher because they are more comfortable. And then when it's lower, because they're way less comfortable seeing that it just dropped so much. So they therefore put themselves into a reverse psychology, which hurts a lot of people. Because they think that it's less risky, but it's actually more risky. So when the price is low, it's less risky to buy, right? So, not advice, but just keep it in mind. Ooh. I called that thing good. I didn't even see this. I haven't looked at this chart in so long. Bobby Crypto says, who say the crypto market is still in a bear market? It's been in a bull trend since last December. Okay, so that's a bull trend, not a bull market. It's in a consolidation market right now. And one could argue that it's just bouncing because it fell $3,000 in a week. When BTC goes over 5K, I believe we are in a bull market. Yeah, so if we can, yeah, I mean this thing's kind of neutral. For BTC though, ugh, I need to pop my neck. If BTC can get like back, yeah. So I think if BTC can get over like this previous resistance range down here, if we can get, man, I am just not able to draw. If we can get like over this area, I think we're in a really good spot. But it's heavy resistance, so we'll see. Until we start making some higher highs, that's my biggest problem. So looking at this, sorry, I just got a phone call. Until we really start getting some higher highs, that's going to be my biggest problem with this. Well, I messed up that video idea saying that law. Wait, what'd you say? Check Litecoin. All right. Hold on one sec, guys. So yeah, so we were talking about a golden cross on our 1 day or on our 4 hour, or what were we? Oh, so it looks like we could be heading towards one. We're definitely, I mean, if this thing were to golden cross here, like, jeez, you would really start seeing Litecoin. Like, I know I was kind of bearish because it was at resistance, but if this actually formed a golden cross in this area, like, you'd be pushing back up towards the $90 range, $80, $90. If this thing does actually see a golden cross, like easily well over 60, 70. If it does a golden cross. But like, it's not that close yet. It looks like it's on its way though, to be honest. Which should actually be giant because, yeah, so that would be a really big deal on our daily, because this thing has been in a downtrend, like, pretty much. That would be a great sign of reversal, to be honest, because the entirety of this downtrend, this guy's been pointing down, and of course you're seeing this rounding bottom over here. So if this golden crosses, dude, that'd be a pretty decent green light for me to go ahead and long. Of course, if everything else is lining up with it, but you know, you'll have to wait till this gets closer. But it looks like it's going to be coming. It's going to be setting itself in stone pretty soon here, that this guy actually could be heading towards a golden cross on Litecoin to the USD daily. And that would be really good, and it looks like it's going to happen, to be honest. Unless something like majorly bad happens, like I see it happening at this point. One big red $500 dildo on BTC chart. Oh, we got Veld. You watch Crown, don't you, Mr. Dildo God? One more time, I believe. Well, I messed up that video idea saying that. I think one big... Oh, we have another guy who watches Crown. I love Crown. I miss Crown. I think that big red dildo is coming soon. Even bigger on Litecoin. Watch out. Daniel Lito, don't say that. Don't you dare say that, Daniel Lito. You'll get harassed by everyone in the Litecoin community. You don't believe it? Go check out my recent video. No, real talk though. I agree. If the market takes any kind of a downturn in this area, Litecoin's going to get hit really hard, and that's just because of the fact of how overextended it is right now. And the macro looks great, but again, short term of Litecoin, if you do start seeing like an actual downside start happening, your volume is falling off. If you do actually see a downside in either Bitcoin or Ethereum, Litecoin's probably going to take it, whatever you want to call it, like 50% harder, right? So if Ethereum drops like 20%, you'd probably see Litecoin drop like 30%, or not like, okay, let me rephrase that, because it's not going to drop 20%. If you saw Ethereum drop like 5%, you'd probably see Litecoin drop like 7 to 8%. So I think it's just going to take a little bit of a harder hit than Bitcoin will, and Ethereum. That's why we're in need of one big retracement. Everybody wants a double. I mean, a double bottom on BTC would be really nice. I mean, it'd be a really great buy zone. Then we can start a huge bull market and the whole shebang can come in. I agree, dude. I would love that. Poker Throat, welcome. Great to have you in here. If you have the time, would you? Well, yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at Mr. Cardano right now. Poker, do you want that to BTC or do you want that to USD? Matthew, welcome. Power to achieve, the veteran himself, the king of the crypto analyst community. Welcome. I don't know if you're the king, but you're definitely the veteran. You've been here longer than anyone else. He says press that like and subscribe button. Yeah, so if you guys are enjoying, hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys like the content. I do this. I put out videos pretty frequently, probably about 5-6 videos a week, and I try to do at least 1 or 2 live streams a week. So if you guys enjoy the content and you guys want to hear more, go into the description. You guys can join the Discord. It's completely free. There's no sign up or anything, I don't think. You can usually just join, but it's completely free. So join the Discord, join the community, and hit that like if you guys are enjoying. Alright, Poker, I'm going to assume that you want this to BTC, right? We're going to go ahead and start doing BTC, and if you want this to the USD, I can do that as well, alright? So you just holler at me, and I'll change it over if need be. Also, I have to highlight something. Hold up. I forgot to do this last live stream. Big thank you to Jalen for the $5 donation. Huge shout out. I know you gifted you actually sent that right after I went offline last time, so I want to make sure I shout you out this time. So big appreciation to you for the $5 donation last stream. Moving on to Cardano. Over here on Cardano, we're seeing a nice little consolidation area after our previous run up. I want to go ahead and switch this over to the 4-hour so I can chart it a little bit better, as that is what I am most comfortable on. You're really tying hard to your EMAs. You're seeing a little bit of rejection from your 4-hour 50 EMA, which isn't anything too significant. It is showing a little bit of rejection. As you can just see, it's been getting kind of beaten down by this 50 EMA. Used it as resistance all the way over here, then used it as support all the way through here. Now it's using it as resistance again, and that's just what it'll be. It'll probably keep hugging around these EMAs, kind of like a magnet, I would assume. If it does take a break towards the downside, it would probably move somewhere to around down in here, I would assume. So like previous. Actually, no. So it's in a ooh. So I was gonna say it kind of like double bottomed over in this area, as you guys can see. It kind of double bottomed in this area over here. It's a little bit slanted, but that's not bad. There's not really anything to draw over here, though. That's the only downside, is that, well, maybe we can do this. Well, that's not what you want to see. So the problem with this is that this is such a large gap. I mean, you can still say that this is an overbearing resistance line. And I'm pretty confident that Cardano can contradict this. Oh, you want it to the USD. All right, we'll do that next. I'm pretty sure it would contradict this. In all honesty, I'm pretty sure it would contradict this. Just because you have slight bearish divergence, neutral bullish, neutral bearish. And actually, I want to highlight one thing on here before I go to the USD. It was looking like, yeah, this. That's what I wanted to see. So, okay, so classic falling wedge. Let's break this down really fast. So what you have over here is that you have support line getting tested 1-2 times, 2 candles right here, 1 candle right here, respecting it all the way. What you actually did is have a little bit of a bear trap action happen. This broke down through support, double bottomed over here, hit previous support, bounced back up. You saw rejection from previous support, so former resistance turned support, right? Triple rejection candles, came back down, got a higher low, and was able to break back into this falling wedge. And ever since it got back into the falling wedge, what you were able to do is actually, again, start using support and resistance all over again. Went up to resistance, back down to support, back down to resistance, or back down to support, back up to resistance, and now you're just bouncing back inside this area. So this is a classic textbook bear trap happening over here, but it's a very respectful bear trap because you respected the previous bottom, you bounced right off of it, you came back up to former support, now turn resistance, saw rejection candles there, and then broke back through, and then now it's just back in the falling wedge again. So really cool bear trap happening over in here, very respectful of all of the trend lines in the area. And so with this working, I would say keep your eye on this falling wedge formation. And if this were to play out, my target would probably be somewhere around the 200 EMA, if not overbearing resistance even above that one. So, volume's pretty decent too. Your volume's really not just like falling off. Like your volume's pretty good on here too. So, to the USD pairing. What do we got? What's up with 0x? I don't know. We're going to have to take a look at it, Mr. Big Man, Big Dog. My bad. I'm 90 seconds behind. Paused it. Oh, yo, no worries, man. Any suggestions for relative new and small coins that can moon? Yeah, so I can't give you any kind of financial or legal advice, but I can tell you which ones I am looking at. Right? I always have to put that disclaimer there because, gotta cover my back. So this is currently my updated, so this is currently my updated list, which is, so here's the top 10 coin, here's my personal top 10 coins, on this list, and then I have my honorable mentions, which are all low market cap coins. Raven coin's not really a low market cap coin anymore because that thing is freaking blown up recently, but I remember when it was ranked at like 500 or something, and then now it's ranked in like 43, something like that. So yeah, my low market cap coins that I look into, that I enjoy, are Encash, Karma, Neblio, and Raven coin. Neblio probably on the bottom of the list, so I'm gonna go ahead and move that. But this is really in no particular order. So those are my four favorite. Oh well, Pundy's a lower market cap, but yeah, Pundy, I bought a lot of Pundy recently when it was very low, and I am very confident in my buy. I will be holding Pundy. What rank is Pundy right now? Anyone know? Let's check. Pundy ranked at number 49. Currently at 17 Satoshis. And, sorry, I got another phone call. So this is another one of my favorite lower market cap coins. I absolutely love Pundy. Can't tell you guys what to buy, but I personally love it. I think it's going to do really well here in the future. So yeah, ADA to the USD looks a little bit more sidewaysy than the other one. Potential inverse head and shoulders forming out, and it's instead of actually riding the bottom of resistance from your EMAs, this is actually using your EMAs as support. That's why I think this is it's a little bit ironic, because it's doing the opposite. It's using the EMAs as resistance on your BTC pairing, but it's using them as support on your USD pairing. Volume looks pretty good, to be honest, as well. And slight bearish divergence on your 4-hour, pretty neutral on your RSI, and bearish on your stochastics. So overall, you do have a nice support. You have a very nice support line. Wow. Yeah, so I would certainly draw up this guy for one, and this, something like this for two. Maybe. Maybe something like that. And yeah, so I mean, it's pretty much just trading in the this sideways zone over here, in this little box that you have. So I think until you break out of that area, it's just gonna pretty much be kind of boring. What are your thoughts on ontology to the USD? My good man. Welcome, Floyd. Well, first thing I'd have to do over here is draw up support, which has very nice support. I also need to draw, on something like this, you need a fib retracement. So came back up to the 236, came perfect. Oh, this is what I mean. This is what I'm telling you guys. Fib retracements are amazing. You gotta use them. You don't have to, but I love them. So this thing from swing low to swing high, right? Swing low down here, all the way to swing high up here. Where do we have the ideal range that this is going to retrace to? The golden fib, the 618. What do we see? We see a wick right perfectly smack dab right down to the 618, and it bounced right off of it. 618 also happened to be support, and I mean, yeah, that's just pure respect of the channel. Came right back up from the 618 to where, you know, where would it go from here? From the golden fib right to the silver fib, the 382 rejection candles up here. So you hit, you know, support all the way up. You hit rejection from your fib. I mean, it's just perfect. Like the way this is laid out was perfect. You had perfect fib, I don't know what you want to call it. The way that the fibs played out were perfect here. You hit your 618, you bounced all the way up to your 50% mark, you got a rejection candle, came back, broke through it, hit the 382, which is the next fib. You start seeing this work as rejection, came back down towards your 50 EMA, bounced. After breaking all these rejection candles from your 382, you headed right back up. You came back down, used the 382 as support now in this area. Now you're heading right back up, and you're up towards your 236 area. So if this is going to stop soon, which it looks like it might be showing signs of exhaustion and turning around, it looks like it will, then I would expect it heads back down to the 382 area. But again, not advice, just personal thoughts. I do not own that coin though. What do we have over here? Whew, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna have to end this soon. Alvin D, what's up? Welcome, Alvin. Great to have you in here. Welcome, Veld. Good list, man. I didn't see from you yet. Oh yeah, I think I posted that in Patreon. That's probably why you guys haven't seen it. But I haven't brought it up in a while. The last time I posted it was when I updated it like a month ago. About a month ago, I would say. Neblio's a quality coin, yeah. I haven't looked at Neblio in a while. It's a very long-term coin because it won't go anywhere until cryptos start getting adopted into the business world because of the way it works. I'm very confident in PundyX will do amazing things in the next bull run. I completely agree with that one. I need to buy more. I want to buy more. We can still make some good gains on the new altcoins. Yep, for sure. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, Floyd. Rounding this up, guys. First of all, if you guys want to ask any questions, you know, feel free to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up as I go through Bitcoin for my final time here. But if you guys did enjoy, hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot and shows support, shows the love. Moving on, what do we have? Oh, I know what I need to do. So we're going to get into Bitcoin, but you guys know, after I go through every live stream, I have to go through my daily dose of my dose of shilling. And there's one thing that I shill on this channel, and that it is at the end of every live stream, I shill my own Patreon. So if you guys want to join the Patreon, there's a link to that in the description down below. There's 2 Patreons left. You guys have the Tier 2 supporter, which is every 2 weeks you guys vote on you guys create, and then you guys vote on a video topic, and whichever topic that you guys create has the most votes, I have to make a video on that topic every 2 weeks, and you guys get to do that. It's $2 a month. Pretty cool way for you guys to interact with me, and people really seem to like it so far. So it's pretty cool. If you guys want to go even more in the depth, what we have over here is the Tier 1 supporter. I'm constantly giving like Bitcoin updates, Ethereum updates. I critique your technical analysis charts. I give my personal tips, trading tips, stuff like that. And I also tell whenever I enter and exit trades. You know, again, I am more of a swing trader. I do like kind of larger scale stuff. So I do not take very frequent trades, but the trades I do take, I do leverage those trades. And I let everyone know that, you know, when I do enter and exit trades, if you're on the Patreon. So it also just gives you really special bonus access to me and also a special room in the Discord server if you guys are in there. So that's my fair share of shilling. I have given you guys nearly an hour and 15 minutes of TA. So that is my 2 minutes of shilling my Patreon. So if you guys want to join or have more questions, feel free to shoot me a message or click that link in the description and you guys can find more information about the Patreon there. Moving back into our final round, let's take a look at Bitcoin one more time before we head out here. Thanks, mate, for the time. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Veld. Thank you guys for coming in here. Thank you, Veld. Thank you, Alvin D. Thank you, Power to Achieve. Everyone else. Moving into here, yeah, so, I mean, this thing's bouncing, right? We were talking how it was approaching support, seeing little bits of bounce. But in the overall scale of Bitcoin right here, again, macro is pretty bullish. We'll have to see as to whether or not this plays out. Personally, I think what we're setting ourselves up for is triple bullish divergence on our 4 hour. So this might just counteract our, you know, I made a post about in Patreon about Litecoin shorting, but that might get contradicted because if this sets up triple bullish divergence over here, then I'll probably enter into a long. But this is a very hard, sticky situation because you're at overbearing resistance. Your CME futures gap just got filled as we were doing this live stream. And with that thing getting filled, like there's, that was the key thing. Everyone was saying we can't dump until we get the CME futures gap filled. But with that filled now, like, it doesn't make me more bullish. Let's put it that way. So I would have liked to see this thing hit like a little bit higher. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see this thing hit like 90, or 39, like 20, 39, 30. Then I would have loved to see it kind of come back down to support, then have like a big rally. But I'm not sure if we're going to get that. Maybe we will. Maybe we come out, we break out, get rejected, and then come back down to our 200. That would be really nice. Randy said I'm late to the stream, but hi everyone. What's up, Randy? We're actually coming to an end here right now, but welcome, and you are always appreciated, Mr. Randy. Just a Tad says just tuning into the stream. I have to double back and watch from the beginning. Yo, no worries, just a Tad. We covered a lot of cool information this stream now, so I think you'll really enjoy it. Power to Achieve says Raven is going up non-stop for the past couple of weeks. Do you think 10 to 15 could be hit by mid-April? Oh my god. I need to cash out my Raven coin. Jeez, dude. Dang. It's insane. Dang. Do I think it's possible? It's definitely possible. This thing's freaking mooning. Higher highs on your MACD. Lower swing high on your RSI, which is pretty bad. Not to say that it can't get contradicted, but it's a pretty clear sign. It's just still higher highs. Doesn't even matter. Stochastics still pointing upwards. So I think it's possible for sure. I think time's gonna have to tell. I mean, it's really hard to do TA on parabolic run-ups. On parabolic stuff like this, like, I don't like to trade it. It's just not me. But I've held Ravencoin for a long time. It's crazy. I wonder what the USD pairing to this is. I heard it was on Binance too now. Jeez. I mined Ravencoin. My friend, when it was like coming out, my friend was telling me, he's like, you gotta get this. It's gonna be big one day. And then I was like, whatever, dude. Crazy. His name's Cryptogenic. I don't know if you guys know him. One of the smartest crypto guys I know. He doesn't do a lot of TA, but his fundamentals are insane. And he was looking at this, and he's like, dude, you gotta mine this. You gotta get some. You gotta hold some. And he convinced me to start mining it, and I mined it for like a couple months. And, you know, got some of it, and dang. So he called this freaking forever ago. Jeez, dude. I think took off to another level. So 10 to 15 cents, or do I see it hitting 10 cents anytime soon? No, but on the Satoshi chart, yes. Just not on the USD chart. I don't think it'll hit 10 cents, but like on Satoshis, I think it can. No worries, I'll backtrack. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you guys want to join the Discord, completely free, no strings attached, click the link in the description down below titled Discord. If you guys want to learn more about the Patreon, there's a link to that in the description down below. This thing's still, look at this thing, dude. I can't even do an outro without Ravencoin just pumping to the moon. Yeah, I mean, let this thing pump, dude. There's no reason not, I mean, it's going to start hitting resistance, but let that thing pump. But yeah, if you guys want to learn anything else, go ahead and look at the links down in the description. Tons of information down there. And if you guys have any final questions, I'll sit around here for a minute and answer any questions that you guys do have. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the live stream. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Do I have a preferred mobile wallet? No, I do not. I'm sorry. I don't use a mobile wallet. I have a Nano Ledger S. I keep my money, I keep my cryptocurrencies spread out on my Nano Ledger S and 4 different exchanges. So I diversify very heavily. Yeah, 4 different exchanges, just making sure. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. Dude, I don't know about this guy. I know I got a lot of flame for saying this thing was gonna dump, but like, actually, it could. This thing could just as easily set itself up for triple bullish divergence. Short dump, big pump. That's my thoughts. I'll probably go put that in Patreon right after I get out here. Maybe, yeah, so, okay, so here's my thoughts on Litecoin. This is probably what I'm going to go put on Patreon. So if you guys are still in here, props to you. You guys get some info. But on Patreon, I think right after this, what I'm going to do is go do a write-up saying short dump, big pump for Litecoin. Short dump to, so essentially short dump back downwards, probably towards the 50 EMA range. And then maybe even towards previous levels of support over in this area. Probably short dump, you know, period in Litecoin. Then set itself up for immediately triple bearish divergence, right? Or triple bullish divergence. And coming back over here, setting itself up for triple bullish divergence. Double bullish divergence on, you know, triple, actually maybe even for triple on your RSI as well. Maybe do something like this. You know, again, quick dump, come back down into this area. And then set up triple, you know, triple bullish divergence everywhere and reset your stochastics. Yeah, I mean, same thing. Might actually make a video on that tomorrow. Wonder if I can put Funny thing is, I could make that video talking about how Litecoin is the most bullish thing in crypto, and I would get equally as much hate as I did on the Litecoin bearish video. Great crypto show. Like and subscribe. Yep. Thank you so much, man. Like, let's yeah, now that, okay, so for those of you guys who want to stick around, you know, I am going to be just chilling here for a little bit, but for the most part, unless you guys have questions, the main portion of this is done. I do want to go through, though, the comments section on this recent video. Eric, can I pull this up on stream? I guess I can, because it's... So let's go through this comment section. Oh, wait, now I can't see my comment section. Hold on. There were some really funny comments in here that I was looking at. There's some really intelligent comments, too. I read through every single comment I get. If you guys ever see like a thumb next to your name or something, if I ever react to your thing, then you know I read it. I read every comment, too. Sorry, this is nonsense. Litecoin is clearly broken out of several resistance levels, and in fact, setting the bullish case for the rest of the coins. If it was just Litecoin, we are looking like we would already be back in a bull market. Well, let's look. Are we already back in a bull market? I'm not quite sure. Sorry, I don't mean to be too mean here, but I don't think this justifies for if it was just Litecoin. I don't think that this justifies us being back into a full bull market. Like, I don't what what's our fib retracement on this? I think it's something like 10%. We retraced 10% and we're back in a bull market, boys. Now, like, you know, that was one of my favorite comments. What else do we got in here? This video is so much. Enjoy your short. I'm not in a short, but thank you. Since last... Hope shorts get wrecked. I mean, I kind of do too. But shorts are pretty low. Not a good time to hold it all. What does anyone know when the halvening is? When's the halvening for Litecoin? I keep seeing that. I don't know when the halvening for Litecoin is, though. I know when it is for like Bitcoin and stuff, but people keep saying there's going to be an LTC halvening, and I don't really follow as much Litecoin. Where was it? I had a really good comment on here. There was a guy that was freaking out. It broke through the top of my resistance line. Did it? Let's go take a look. We have a guy telling me it broke through my resistance line. Not on my watch. It certainly did not break through the top of it. It actually respected the top of my resistance line very well. I don't know if I actually had that line drawn up in stream, though. I had it drawn up on my other chart, which is why it's there now. Oh man, there was one. Maybe they're gone. Oh, I think this was it. I'm not quite sure you understand TA or what a meme is, Home Slice. I mean, that looks like it's respecting the TA pretty well. If you have a real response to your falsy facts about key indicators, those who dislike the vid will be welcome hearing. Oh, I wish you would tune in my live stream. Tune into my live stream, and I can explain. Let's drop him a smiley face. I'm all for teaching people. Oh, someone already tagged him. Someone already tagged him and told him to join. That's pretty funny. All right. Anyway, backing this back. What were you guys saying? Have you looked in? Yeah. So, Randy, we already looked into ontology. So if you want to, oh, I got a comment. If you want to roll back the video, we already talked about ontology, so you can look about it there. Nah, bullish until 4,100 again, then bear. What's 4,100? At 4,100, great, shall do. 4,100. Oh, yeah. So that's actually very possible. Who said that? Boss Corp. Yeah. So that's actually very possible, Boss Corp, because of the fact that you do have resistance up here, and this is the ascending triangle. Again, overall sentiment of Bitcoin right here is bullish. So looking at this over here, it would make sense that if we did go back up to this 4,100 range, right, this would be key resistance, 41, 4,200. This would be key resistance. I think it's a little bit too early to break out of this ascending triangle. I think that this will go on for a little bit longer. So it's like you said, if it does come back up here and get rejected, it would make a lot of sense. Then maybe we come back down and do something like this. And I think that that is a very good possibility, because if, or maybe even, maybe even when this does break out towards the upside, one of the things that I've been saying and highlighting is that there's really no resistance in this area over here. You really are not going to have much of resistance until you hit this range over here of around, what is this, 34, 3,500. So if this thing were to break out, or not 34, 54, 5,500, somewhere in there. So if this thing were to break out towards the upside, I mean, you'd have some pretty large moves coming out from Bitcoin, and for the altcoins it would be even larger. So if it is to break this area, I have really no reason to be shorting Bitcoin past 4,200. I have no reason to short Bitcoin because there's nothing over here, right? Like that would be dangerous to short this into this range, just like it's like dangerous longing stuff in certain ranges. It would be stupid to short anything like in here and in here. Maybe you can scalp a short at this little bit of resistance that you have over here, this little island. Maybe you can kind of justify it there. But I agree with you, dude. Up until like 5.5, there's just nothing in this range for you to call resistance. Can you show BTC 20-week moving average? Has it touched yet? Thank you and good job. Travis Rose, I can. 20-week, actually 20-week. Wait, what? The 20-week moving average. I don't use the 20-week. So do you mean go to the 20, or go to the weekly chart and show the 20-day moving average? Dude, the overall macro of crypto right now just looks pretty good to me. I'm pretty satisfied. August 25th, thereabouts, I think. Okay, so that's not for a while. Someone commented, I had a couple people comment on my video and say that we're going to keep going up until the halvening, which it should be kind of the opposite. Because once the halvening happens, it's supposed to like really jettison price upwards. That's what has happened in the past. Oh, so yeah, August 2019. Makes sense. All this triangle is breakdown, I think. I'm waiting for 3,500 or 3. I think you meant 3,500 plus or minus. 3,500. Where is that? That would make sense. I actually wrote that in my Patreon yesterday, I think. If it were to come back down to support, 3,500's key area. Why? Because you have support line right here. You have overbearing support or underbearing support. right? Key support right around the 3,500 range, right over in here. So it makes sense if it did break down. This triangle is not symmetric. It depends on the 50 EMA. Yeah, so it's not a symmetrical triangle. It's not a pennant. This is an ascending triangle, which is different. We have had ascending, or we've had symmetrical triangles in here, but this is currently not one. So this is an ascending. If it was a symmetrical triangle, it's like, you know, it's kind of 50s. So big bear flag on Litecoin, bearish divergence on the RSI. Watch out, Robbie. Don't you dare say that. Don't you dare say that, or else you're going to get a comment section like this. And you don't want a comment section like this. It's very violent. I also have you comments awaiting your review. God, some of them were so bad they were awaiting my review. I don't even know if I can show this on stream. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of them. Jeez. So watch out, Robbie. You're picking a fight with the LTC fanboys by saying that you're calling them out. He goes, bring it on. I have a guy challenging me. I'm kind of, the reason why I'm staying in the stream is because I want him to join. Who was it? Oh, he did. Still no actual response to Evil Night. Oh, well, that sucks. He says, still no actual response or even an actual joke. You basically said, I have a real good comeback. And then didn't write one. Oh, well, I wanted him to tune in the stream and I can explain it to him. Well, oh wait, why am I on, what? I just got signed out of my YouTube for some reason. Yeah, wait, what? There we go. Yeah, so no, the reason I wanted to keep this going is because I want this guy to come on here. I told him, so this guy was, he seemingly did not explain what my Litecoin video meant. So oh no, this is one of the chart coin. Let's see if we can get this guy on stream. I would love to. So, anyway, moving back. Rewinding. But I'm curious if it will go down. Yes, Randy. LTC and XRP have a lot of emotional attachments to their crypto. I like Litecoin. Yeah, so that's the thing. Is like I like Litecoin too. But, you know, I short things that I like all the time. I love Ethereum, and I short it more than anything. Like, people know I love Ethereum, but, like, that's probably the thing I've shorted the most, and it's also what I've made the most money on. It's the reason why I was up 300% last month, is because I shorted the hell out of Ethereum over and over again. It's not that I don't like it, it's just, if the TA tells me to short it, then I'm going to short the hell out of it. Yes, the 20-week moving average on the weekly. I saw another TA say it was going to get pushed down by the 20-week moving average once it touches. I've never used it. Nothing is wrong. I've just, I've never used it. There's a lot of things I don't use. One of the things I want to start using more often, though, are like Ichimoku clouds, Bollinger Bands, the VWAP, things like that. Things I'm getting like more into. I shorted Litecoin because I know LTC. Dude, you can't, boy, dude, you can't short Litecoin, man. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Dang, dude, this guy's just grilling me. And he keeps saying he wants me to, can you go to the Litecoin? Absolutely. This guy's grilling me, dude. I want to explain it to him, but I'm all here for helping, dude. So this is the Litecoin chart. I'm all for explaining this all over again, too. So, let's do it. I said I was ending the live stream, but apparently we're not. So, because I really want this guy to, I want to explain this to the guy so that he actually understands. It has been doing phenomenal, McLovin. It's been doing great. Again, the macro of Litecoin's there. The short term is not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, yikes, dude. I could see it having like one more push towards the upside. Then I think it's really going to feel it. So it's not to say that, okay, so here's the deal. It's not the bash Litecoin, and it's not to say that it's like horrible in theory. The reason behind yesterday's video was the fact that it was oversold on your one day RSI, your 1 day stochastics, your 4-hour RSI, your 4-hour stochastics, pointing downwards on your MACD 1 day and your 4-hour at the top of 3 different resistances and losing volume. That's the reason why I made yesterday's video. And that's not even, it's not biased. Like, none of that can be biased. Like, you can't say that it's wrong. It is oversold here. It is oversold here. It is, during yesterday's video, it was oversold here. It was oversold here. This is, let me zoom in. This is pointing downwards. You're rounding off. Your volume, if we go over here, your volume is falling off, and you are at the top of 3 different resistance areas. Like, it's just not even bias. Like, I don't know. Doesn't mean it's gonna crash. It can contradict the TA just as easily. What I'm saying is that you can't say that it's not true, which is the problem I have. I'm completely fine with someone saying, "Hey, man, thanks for it, but I kind of disagree with you. I think it can disrespect the TA here." I'm fine with that. I'm saying, personally, I hope it does, but you can't say that it's not there. Like that's the problem that I have, is when people say you're an idiot because you don't know what you're talking about, and it's clearly not even here. Like, that's that's kind of where I draw the line, because then you can mislead other people, and there's a difference between being wrong and misleading people, and that's misleading people, because the TA is there, but like, just because the TA is there doesn't mean it's right. So there is that. Dang, dude, I don't think I'm gonna get a reply, dude. Chart guys. Oh, dude, this guy's one of the chart guys listeners. I just would be careful. Yeah, exactly. Like, just be careful. That's exactly what I said. And what happened yesterday is I said, worst case scenario, you set a stop loss, you get stopped out. Right? Worst case scenario, this thing breaks out, you have a stop loss in, you lose like, not you, I lose like 2%. Worst case scenario. Good case scenario, like, let's draw it up. So I think this is pretty fair. So let's go ahead and look at this here. We can even extend this guy. So let's just say it goes down like this, right? Your risk versus reward is a 5.73. Your stop loss amount is a 3.3%. Your potential gain is 19%. So I risk a 3% stop loss with the potential of gaining 19%. Again, risk versus reward here, statistically worth it. Personally, again, this thing is going great. I kind of hope it just goes off a cliff right now so that this guy can come back and I can actually teach him why this is not good. But I don't think he'll ever listen to me. I don't think he'll ever reply. Some guy brought up a really good point. What do hodlers of Litecoin need to beware of? They've seen Litecoin go from $370 to $23. To be honest, hodlers don't need to beware. In all honesty. But it made for a really good title. Dang, dude. Bearish 4 hour. Yep, I agree. Just be careful. I agree. I haven't shorted anything in the past week or so. Neither have I. Randy, I haven't traded since the previous trade I made, which I posted to Patreon about a week and a half ago. It was about a week and a half ago, and that was the Ethereum short from the previous top. It was 270%, and I haven't traded since then. And then the trade I made before that was shorting Ethereum. Before that, I think, shorting Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then that one was about, I think it was about 103%. And those are, again, I love shorting. I love longing too, but like it's a bear market, so I love shorting all the more. So, McLovin says I need a beer, dude. Get me a beer. I'll probably get a beer after this, to be honest. Price action wise, I don't know. We'll see this point down. We'll see if this plays out. I mean, personally, it could be setting up triple bullish divergence, and in that case, I make a video. I might actually make a video on that tomorrow, just talking about how this could actually be setting itself up for triple bullish divergence on your RSI and on your MACD, because that could be a really, really cool situation to long. And if that would be a long, the breakout of that would be substantial towards the upside. And if you do have triple bullish divergence, and this thing breaks out, I think you're pushing back up to like $70 or so. It's possible. Easily in the 60s range. But that's just my immediate thoughts. Well, I'm guessing our friend is not going to be joining us on stream. Well, feels bad. It's losing momentum on RSI. It's not a good sign. Dadgummit, Robbie. Don't you say that. You're going to get... LTC boys are going to send the dogs on you. I want to make... That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't care... I don't care what people think. I just want to make money, right? That's what 99% of the people who are in this, right? They just want to make money. If I can make money shorting, I'll short. If I can make money longing, I'll long. If I can, whatever it takes to make money, I'm doing it. I don't care if it's the cool thing. I don't care if it's what everyone believes in. I got ridiculed just as much when, what was it, Ethereum? I've gotten ridiculed a lot. And someone counter traded me here. I had someone just like this guy who commented on my last video. I had the same guy say something over here and say that he was counter trading me, and he counter traded me here. And bless his heart, I hope he had a stop loss in, because this thing tanked to another freaking dimension. But, like, you know, again, it wasn't the cool thing. I had a lot of hate for saying I was going to short this area. I did it. What was it, 270% gain in a couple days. And it wasn't cool, but it made me money. And at the end of the day, Robbie, that's what matters. I think you're the one who just said that. What was this? Alrighty. So I go with what I know. OCO, ICX is looking good for the long, past resistance points. I have an emotional attachment to my money. I had to kill my emotional attachment. And it made me a significantly better trader. Are we moving here? Litecoin might be good for a scalp, actually, because of the fact that it's about to hit the 50 EMA. I really hope this guy just goes off a cliff. I don't even have a trade in. I just want to see it freaking tank. BTC moving down now. I mean, yeah. Because here's the deal. The entire reason why BTC and Ethereum moved up is because Litecoin was carrying it. And now that Litecoin's not anymore, they're coming back down with Litecoin. So, like, oh. Man, I wish that guy could have joined. I just, like, you know, there's things, like, it's not even like I am a little bit salty. But one, two, I just want to be able to teach him. Like, I want to be able to show him why this is a bearish scenario, and I think that just broke support. I mean, I think, oh man, no. I think I took out my trade last night. I had a trade in for Litecoin at, yeah, that broke support real fast. And my target hit too. I had a trade target for, where is it? Bitmax. Alright, maybe we don't have Bitmax on here. Bitmax. Alrighty. Well, I keep typing in the wrong thing. I had a target. Huh. So, oh my god. There we go. I had a target for Litecoin at 1,500. So, like, right here. And then, man, yeah, that would have triggered fat. I can't remember if I took out the indicator, though, for it. I forget. I don't know, I'll go check after the stream. BTC moving down now. I agree. Bosscorp says the triangle is ascending. It might explode a bit higher right now. It might, yeah. So we could just be seeing retrace here, and that's a very good possibility. Either way, the entry for me, the entry that I posted for me in Patreon was like the 15 Satoshi mark, and it hit that. I think it hit 15.1 or something, 15.144. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's okay. So here's the deal. This is a really crappy trade zone. This is a really crappy area to be trading in for traders, period. So if you're trading in this area, you probably know it sucks. I mean, if you're trading Litecoin in this area, it's pretty good. But if you're trading like Bitcoin in this area, it kind of just sucks because of the fact that we call this Wick City. Am I right? Like, jeez, look at this thing. Like, that's painful to even look at because I know anyone who had a remote stop loss or high leverage position is getting stopped out of this really hard. So there's just wicks everywhere. All this is just like a wick city market where you're just getting wicks towards the upside, wick towards the downside, and yeah. But for the most part, I mean, it just hasn't. This has not been a fun trading zone. Once it gets out of this, it will be a really fun trading zone. But it's actually going to be pretty interesting here soon to see if we break out or break down. Whatever happened to Lord Ray and Hyped on Crypto? So what happened with them was... So I don't really know. Drama broke out with Mitch and with Lord Ray and with the HOC team. He wasn't treating them right. They weren't treating him right. They both were treating each other bad. And so they tried to fire him, then he quit, and then everything went downhill from there. I left the company very shortly after that, and I just do my own thing. I was doing my own thing before, and I said, listen, guys, it was awesome, but I'm going to go do my own thing again. And so I did, and so that's where we're at now. He still has his own YouTube channel, where I'm pretty sure he does. I think it's titled TA with Mitch Ray. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's titled that. I don't really talk to Mitch anymore. He was a little rude to me. But me and him used to be pretty close. I have nothing bad to say about it. He has his own thing, I have my own thing now. So it's just like, we just kind of do our own thing. Crown, dude, me and Crown were, I love Crown, I'll tell you that. Crown is one, he's a smart dude, two, he's freaking hilarious. He's a really smart dude. He's insanely knowledgeable at day trading. If you guys want to learn day trading, 100% go check out Crown. Crown's Crypto Cave with a K. Did you sleep with his GF? I don't think he has a girlfriend. At least he didn't whenever I knew him. And nah, he's in Alabama. I'm in Virginia. Well, North Carolina, Virginia. Did I sleep? No, I didn't. I don't know if he has one. I don't know. It's been like months. I haven't talked to him since the whole HOC thing broke down. He kind of put me in a crappy situation because how everything went down. And then he had like his fan base like coming after me, and I think he cleared that up because he told them, he's like, guys, don't go after me because I didn't do anything. It was a stupid situation, dude. It was just like people just here's the thing. The HOC people treated me amazing. So I don't know who was at fault. Right? HOC treated me amazing. They bought me a green screen. They bought me lighting. They bought me they paid for stuff that I needed. They paid me well as well. So they treated me amazing. Mitch said that they didn't treat him well. And something happened. I don't know. I don't do drama. I just let them do whatever they wanted. He streamed for Matt Beasley. I think the same thing happened with Matt Beasley. He said he wasn't getting treated right. And then he left. Now I don't know. He has his own thing. Something like that. I really like Crown. Dude, Crown is phenomenal. But I think that's it for this video. I was really hoping this guy would come in here. I've been trying to... Oh, wait, he did respond. My side is simply that you are ignoring people's comments that you disagree with. More annoyingly, you said that you could turn my comments... More, what did I say that he was... What did this guy do that I made him call... I called him a meme. What did he do? I had to have a good reason for calling someone a meme. Disliking the... Like, dislikes. Okay, have a good one. Sorry, I was trying to understand this. I'll deal with that after stream. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thank you guys for tuning into the live stream. I am going to go ahead and cut it off here. We ran this thing. We pretty much babbled for the last 45 minutes. But if you guys did enjoy, hit the like button. And if you guys want to join the Discord, I will see you guys in there. Catch you next time.